This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know that I know.
Check.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, I'm here with my only friends. And you know, we have a special guest in the building today.
We do.
Hello, Miss Auntie Chardonnay.
He's here.
Hello.
Look how happy you are.
I think you made him nervous.
I'm pretty excited. I heard some stories about you, Conrad, and I've been waiting for this moment.
Yes.
It's really lucky that I can't drink for the next few months because I think we might burn the Bahamas down.
You know, I've had some partying times in the last couple of days. It's been fun. It's been a great time.
I don't know if he's still drunk or if you made him nervous, but he missed his cue by like a solid 12 seconds.
What I said?
You were on and welcome to before the screen even popped up. We have a confidence monitor right here.
That's how he does it, man. That's how
It
he
was
rolls.
like flashing the logo. You're like, what is up, everybody?
No. I said, what is poppin' first off, and then
My
go
bad.
on.
You are correct, sir.
All right,
You
anything
did
else?
say what is poppin'. No, my headphones are actually scratchy now too.
Yeah,
Mine too. It's so weird.
Something very weird. On my wire? But it's on all of our wires somehow.
A little.
You know, it happens.
Yeah, we'll
This
figure
is
it
what
out.
happens when you're a traveling podcast. You know, you just have to go through the ups and downs.
Well,
Gotta commit to the bit.
I don't
We just
know.
gotta get it
I don't know.
poppin',
It
man.
doesn't really
Do
matter.
the people in the audience hear it? That's what matters.
No,
Right.
they do not.
Oh,
You're
we
right.
can
that
deal with
is-
it then.
That is all that matters.
Yeah.
It's our issue to deal with.
Everyone else has their phone too. You guys keeping track of the chat and stuff? I don't
No.
even have my phone.
I will.
No,
A very good thing.
no, nobody listens to the instructions I give them. Tell them no phones. They bring computers.
It is not a phone.
Tell them 9 o'clock pre-production. 9:42.
Every time.
You and Landon are sprinting through the hall with 30 seconds left on the countdown. People,
Listen,
You know-
I had to handle Sarah. She would have never gotten
she needed a handler.
Dude, he was running massive interference. It was. I kind of want to just bring him with me everywhere. He was like, the lady can't talk. Excuse me. Back it up. And people were believing
I was
it.
like, Sarah, not now, not now,
right.
Sarah, no.
No.
Fair enough.
As a pregnant woman in this industry who travels often, you cannot just show up to a stop first day and expect to get through the halls.
No, not for a second. There's so many hugs to be delivered. So many. But yeah, Landon really saved me there. I'm really glad he came.
We appreciate the
It's
efforts.
the first time someone actually acknowledged my existence and appreciated it. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, and he's been working out. He's tall. Like I think people might have thought he was my bodyguard.
He
Like,
is,
he's
yeah.
a big deal, but like
He's
Well,
dressed,
Landon's
he's like dressed in all black today,
Yeah.
so like he really fits the bit.
I had some
You gotta
full
commit to the
vibes.
bit.
Got to commit to the bit.
You see, the chat every day like complains to some degree about I'm sick of this 5-minute countdown. I don't know why it's here. So they don't understand. A
so
lot happens in that 5 minutes.
It's
So
true.
much, yeah.
Everybody goes, we just like scatter for a minute.
At least 3 people use the bathroom during that 5-minute stretch every single day.
Also, if you haven't seen, Conrad was giving a really special performance right before the show began, and it's out there on Twitter in case you guys are looking for.
Wait, you did record it?
I did, and it is on my
Oh.
Twitter at Auntie Chardonnay.
Perhaps you could pull that up.
Well, it's also on the poker.org Twitter.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I didn't put it on my Twitter actually. I
That
went
was a lie.
full business, and it's on the poker.org Twitter.
I'm pretty sure when we see this video, Conrad also went full business.
I was gonna say
You know?
we saw his
Party in the
business.
front, business in the back, perhaps. The reverse mullet.
The what?
The reverse mullet. You don't know about the mullet?
No, I don't know about no mullet.
Oh, mullets came back. Okay, so first of all, this is the thing now.
That was single-handedly by Chris Brewer.
Yeah, no. He was following. He was actually following the trend. Look at this party. Conrad is still drunk.
I've never heard somebody do like the shrilling like with the tongue like as good as Sarah.
I've been practicing for a long time. I've been to the Bahamas a few times.
Wait, how many PCAs have you been to?
Oh my gosh, 1 million. Actually, when they were asking
long time.
on the
Back when the dinosaurs were playing poker.
Legit.
She was here.
my passport actually, I was working at Poker News long before my passport. I got married, and then I just realized my passport is expiring next year.
Mine
which
too.
Means not only have I been married for 10 years almost, but this is like my 4th iteration of the passport. I'm old.
This is your 4th passport?
Yeah.
Wow. That was the conclusion of that?
Yeah.
Is I'm old?
I'm really old. I've been to the Bahamas a lot of times. When it asked on the customs thing, like, how many times have you been here? I was like, they're going to think I'm like a drug smuggler or something. I'll just lie. But I did it. And I did it, if you're watching.
I remember when I got my first passport, and I think it was like 2015. I was like, oh, wow, I don't have to do this for 10 years. This is great. And then I'm looking like, oh, I got 2 years left.
Yeah, it's so long.
Yeah.
And I just look at the picture. Oh, she was so cute.
What happened?
Yeah, she was so, although I wore a lot of makeup in my passport picture, and I kid you not, in the airport many times I've had to be set aside and talked to because of course I don't travel with any makeup. Like I'm kind of a disaster, and they don't believe. Like I've had to provide other identifications to show that this is actually me. Makeup is not a joke, you guys. It is like a serious thing.
They see it and they say, nope, this does not look like
No,
you.
this
I need
is
another
not
form of identification.
Literally, that happens all the time, and I'm sure you guys have had that. You've woke up in the morning and just been like, "What did I do?"
Oh yeah. No, that's super relatable to all of us.
Maybe
You know.
Conrad. Did you see Conrad
Did you see
yesterday?
yesterday's podcast?
No,
Yep.
but I heard about it. I heard.
There are stills floating around on Twitter. He looked like an extra for Passion of the Christ. I mean, he was just like he was in his seat like this, just kind of curls in his face,
But he was still here.
vomit in his mouth.
like a trooper.
Conrad is our Lord and Savior.
I'm always here, man. You know,
To be fair-
get it popping.
Of course he was here. He didn't have anywhere else to go. He slept in the hotel hallway and had no vehicle.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, man.
Conrad, I had no doubt you were going to make
Actually,
it.
time out. Talk about sleeping in the hallway. Have you guys seen this picture of Bucky?
Oh yeah.
So I spoke to Brian England.
You guys were
right?
hanging out, I guess.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I spoke to
I saw
Brian England. He's like, yeah, I came off the elevator, and there was Bucky sleeping on the floor.
You gotta go where you gotta go, man. You know, what are you gonna do? Take the day off?
He
Yeah,
was trying to get a platinum pass.
I mean, he's just trying to do what he has to do, man.
I
passed out
saw
platinum
Dankness yesterday walking through the halls.
He's great.
Yeah, he's much nicer in person.
Yeah,
Just like everybody else.
he's absolutely great.
Oh, hey man, how's it going? Like, oh yeah, you know, me, the kids, the wife, we're here. I'm just trying to, scope the scene. He says he's gonna crash the pod one of these days, so looking
Please,
forward
that
to
would be
do
great.
it.
getting a tough convo on air.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to do it if I were him just for that reason. It's like, because you sit down on the mic, it's like, give me my tough combo, man.
Let's get it.
I hope you came scripted.
Where's your shtick? Bring it. You only come with a shtick.
Yeah, it's like show and tell, and like you just have to do your job now.
I think he could improv pretty well.
I imagine most of those videos are improv to some
Yeah,
degree.
for sure.
I'm so happy I faded them this long. What are we, 2 years into tough combos and I haven't gotten one
It's
yet?
coming,
I mean,
Mark.
It's only a
coming.
matter of time.
It's
you know
coming.
that.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. It's
Oh,
it's hard to fade that on Twitter.
I feel
Landon,
like
have you
now-
gotten a tough combo?
He was
I
the
got
first tough
Oh
combo.
yeah, you're
I
right.
was not the first time.
Well,
combo.
first-
I was not the first one ever, but I did get
Wait.
one. Yeah.
You seem really salty about
I
it.
honestly don't remember.
No, I was salty that they said it was the first one ever. It was not the inaugural tough combo.
Not the first
I
one.
was not the first.
I
okay?
thought you got one for the Perkins thing, but then I remembered it was for the ACR slots thing.
It was for the slot. Yeah, that's over with now. We don't have to go back to that. Next bit. Next bit.
No, commit to the bit.
Yeah, the bit's over. I got committed.
Commit to the
The bit's done. Sarah, what we got? What we got?
Called a
Alright,
running
Sarah, do
bit.
your job. Sarah, do your job.
You guys, I was traveling yesterday. I don't even know what happened. I think an event ended, a big one.
It was. This is true.
It was a big
The
one.
main event had ended yesterday. Our day 4 chip leader found a way to come back from the depths of hell as an average chip stack at the final table and win the whole thing. I hate saying names because I always butcher them.
Michel Dattani.
Thank you, Landon. I appreciate
That one
you.
didn't sound that hard.
Well, because the thing is, what if it's not Michelle? Right? Like, that's the thing.
What else would it be?
Michel.
It could be Michael. It could
Definitely
just be
be
spelled
Michael.
differently.
No.
And that's the thing. I feel like, I don't want to be the one
What
to...
country?
Brazil.
Portugal.
You just gotta trust it.
No,
I
Portugal.
trust it. I trust my read on this one.
You
I
just
mean,
gotta
it's a
float
good
with it,
read.
man.
So
right.
the Portuguese natives got heads up. Mr. Dattani beat Pedro Neves. Heads up. Neves. All right. See, this is why Landon's the guy.
He is.
I gotta become like the full-time name guy. This
Yo,
is ridiculous.
honestly,
love
it would
that.
be fine if like you just said it with your confidence and
No.
nobody corrected you.
Well, that's the problem.
I can't sit here in good faith and do that. I can't.
Our good friend Andy's out there always ready
Right.
to correct.
I
Well,
can
yeah.
tell you from experience, saying it with confidence does not keep people from
No.
correcting.
Of course not. And especially, I pronounce literally everything phonetically.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to butcher a lot of things where there should be an accent or a different accent on the syllable. They were able to play heads up before. Well, it looks like they chopped. Because it was 1.5 and 1 million to second, but the payouts are 1.316 and 1.183. So they must have done an ICM chop heads up.
Good for them.
Artur, I guess a chip chop rather. Artur Matrosian got third
That one I
place
do know.
for 677,000. That was Landon's pick to click at the final table. I think he had the chip lead at some point, 3 or 4 handed. I didn't get to see the play down, but congratulations to them. Huge score. As somebody who's been to, I don't know, 18 of these, what are your thoughts? Granted, it's only the second iteration of this, but what are your thoughts of running the PCA main event, which was the marquee event for the better part of 2 decades, first behind the PSPC, which starts today?
I feel like from the experience of the PSPC that was here before, that the PSPC just really overshadowed everything else, and so it probably makes sense to put this as the grand finale, as the last one, give everyone a chance to try to scrounge up $25,000 for those who came here and have created a deficit in their bankroll. You know, they feel like maybe they've got that one last chance. There's so many stories, and I for one am super excited because almost every other time I've ever been here, I've been here for 14 days or something, and it's such a grind. By the end, you're just so over it. But when you just come for the PSPC, like, I am fired up, and it's gonna be humongous.
I will definitely say there was a shift in the atmosphere from week 1 to week 2. Personally, I have kind of a different take, just in the sense that it felt so dead during the PCA main, which is such a marquee event. The coverage for it is insane. I mean, this was a 5-day long event where they had TV coverage from day 2 on. And, it really is, from my vantage point as a player, it's viewed similarly to like a WSOP main event or a Win Championship, things of that nature. And I think you kind of let the air out of the tires a little bit when the 25K is after it, because a lot of people who otherwise would maybe cash the 25K and then hop in the 10K, just skip the 10K altogether.
Excuse me, sir?
I'm just walking in.
Some guy.
Walking
Who's this guy?
Who is this guy? What is a media pass?
First of all, did you pay the appearance fee?
I don't have any small bills on me. In fact, I have no bills on me. I lost it all spending money on food.
What a boss. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Benjamin Spragg.
Spraggy!
Hi.
Hey, Spraggs.
Hello.
You alright? You having a nice time?
And I think I'm gonna bow out and tag in his lady. It's like super awkward. I'm sitting next to him, you know what I mean?
You don't want to be on with me? You don't want to hang?
It's kind of hard to keep my hands off him. You know what I mean? Like, I really gotta make room for the lady. But I do want to say, and I think this like leaves a little bit room for wanting to hear what it feels like for players' perspective. In terms of the PSPC, I will say 25Ks at this point. From a media perspective, I'm like, wow, we do 25Ks now all the time. I'm so over all the high rollers. But for some reason, because the PSPC is going to be a bunch of players we haven't seen with all these really interesting backstories, I think it highlights a 25K in a totally new way that almost no other tournament does. You don't get to see this anywhere else. That's why it's so good and exciting. And that's, Spraggy, are you playing this?
Absolutely, yeah. And even I'm excited. I get excited once every couple of years. So it's but you're right, it's not like any other normal 25K because we don't have the regular field that we have in a 25K. We've got me for starters. I wish I'd play so many of them that I was over it. Conrad's in there. And then a bunch of people who've, sometimes, or for some of them, this is the first time playing competitive poker or poker in a stage like this, or even in a casino, or So it is a very exciting day.
Well, I will say there was one other moment where we caught a little excitement while we escort your wife onto the set. We caught a little bit of your stream highlight, and Mr. Arlie Shebang, he got you.
Oh, this.
Ollie Shaban! What? A 9 on the river! Ali the Shabana or Shaban channels. Oh my god. I can't speak. We all can't speak. And now I have to 4-bet pump the ace queen for 25 blinds versus button. This is supposed to be my day saver. We're in the money. What's going on? 9 on the river for heaps and a bounty. What's going on? Queen's deep in the time bank. Deserved. Don't you dare!
Oh my god! Are you joking?
Oh man.
Back to back.
Don't you dare.
Don't you
What a game we play. What a game we play. So this is, Ali has his famous clip, which is like one of the best poker clips of all time, where someone gets it in with like ace 3 on jack 9 4 against it. Oh no, it's deuce 5. They get in with deuce 5 on jack 9 4 and they go runners and he screams don't you dare.
Yeah.
So in a march to that, I scream don't you dare and then get whatever it is 2 outed and then scream it again and get 1 outed. So
They dare.
they dead. Oh, they dead.
I told you this when we played together the other day. This is the only content of yours that I consume, but it's phenomenal.
Thank you. And as I said to you the other day, that's one of the only bits that I don't fully do. Right? So that everyone is always on about how great my editor is, and he is absolutely fantastic. My worry at this point is there's only a certain time period before he realizes he can do bigger and better things. You know, so before he's like, well, everyone loves my part of this thing. Maybe I'll go to some, real YouTuber and leave me behind.
Step one is not saying that publicly on a podcast.
Right, I just made a big mistake.
Yeah.
Please, Ugla, please stay, please.
Jared. Welcome, Marley.
Hi, fam.
They let you in.
Marley.
Yeah, they let me in.
Congratulations.
Yes.
One of those mics.
Yeah.
Which one is the?
I'm getting a lot of crackle right now.
Yeah.
we
It's one of the mic cords.
Is it a chord or is it because one of them?
It could be the new one.
It's the new one. Whatever you just did.
I'm
fixed
being
it.
silenced.
I'm
It
holding.
might have been me.
I'm holding the cords. Maybe
Okay,
just-
so it's no, it's not the headphone
probably
cords.
the mic
Whatever
cord.
Spraggy
I
just
think it
did
was
fixed
me.
it.
Oh.
Yeah,
There it is.
yeah.
Fixed it.
Well, guess what? I think we just found out it wasn't the cord. It's the microphone.
What's this?
Yeah.
Should I just leave the show?
Can you swap them out?
Come on over here, buddy.
Nope, it's not
Swap
that
your
one.
mic for his mic.
He unplugged it and it's still doing it, so.
Oh, then maybe it's Marley's.
I think it's probably
Hi.
Marley's. Oh, yes. Yep.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, boy. Oh, damn it.
You guys are all done.
Oh, well, here we are, at the Only Friends podcast. We're just, having some technical difficulties. Sometimes
Yeah,
this
it happens.
happens.
Yeah.
We're a traveling podcast. Sometimes you have to bear with us, and, we're out here in the streets. I'm really excited for today. I don't know about you guys.
Well, no.
But, Marley, you weren't going to play this. Where are you?
This is a bad time to come to Marley. This is a bad time.
All right, just and get through it.
We got to keep moving. We got to, what am I going to do? If I get a flat tire, I'm going to do a wheelie on one tire and get down the street. What do you think about it, Tortua?
Sure, what?
My man.
that seemed to help. It's better now.
It is better
we're
now.
good. We're good now.
It's good, but
Oh, I see.
I want to hear what I got to say.
just share. Oh no, it's.
The show must go on. You are
Show
correct,
must
Danny Mark.
go
Listen,
on.
if you guys are in the chat, right now is the time to talk. We can have a conversation. You guys let me know what you want to talk about. It's just me and you. It's literally just me and you right now. Conrad got carpet burns from sleeping in the hallway. Why no, Eric? I did not get carpet burns from sleeping in the hallway.
Where did you get carpet burns from?
Relax, my God, Tortua! How do you do me like that?
Sorry, man.
My God.
What am I supposed to do?
I mean, it is what it is.
All right, sorry, team. You guys can share a mic. Just yell really loud.
Where did Landon
Or
go?
scooch down. You just yell. There you go. Just take Landon's.
Yep.
We lost the
well,
Landon.
Landon retired. You want to come back in? I can share a mic. Come on, Landon. I haven't
Yes,
heard
come,
enough from you
Landon.
recently.
Come, Landon. Come on, Landon.
Come in. I'll share a mic. Yeah, come on. I can't do it without Landon.
I don't hear you.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
What have we done?
This is
Oh.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
So, somebody asked me, Conrad, do you have a normal job? Or is poker your full time? Well, let me answer that for you. Poker is my full time, Eddie.
That's right. Well, you're also a podcaster.
I actually am a professional podcaster. Like, so next year when I want to go to Triton, I'm a professional podcaster.
Right.
Yeah, you know, and I'm your friend.
Let's not throw professional out when we're having tech difficulties like this.
You know, sometimes, you know, things happen. Even when you're a professional, things happen. You just got to roll with the punches, you know?
Right.
Like I am right now. I'm talking to the crowd.
Everybody has a mic now.
Yes.
This is great right now.
Except for
Landon thinks he has a mic.
He has no mic or headphones. It's
but
fine.
nobody
Shadow
has to
banned.
listen to it. Yeah.
I've been silent.
The good news with Landon is he'll yell loud enough. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
I fucked up.
What is happening?
So, Ryan Hodge says, I see Conrad in every poker room in Vegas, but somehow he's never actually playing poker. Well, Ryan, that's because you always see me on my walk from the poker room to the rebuy line. Every single time.
I'm having a nice time.
Yeah, maybe unplug that one totally. What? It's completely unplugged?
Oh, you're
Is it plugged into the back end?
I have got a request to play the fiddle, so do 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 do.
Way better. Yeah, that was it.
Do 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 do.
All right, this is the worst filler of all time. Jesus.
Whatever that was.
All right, we're good. We're good.
It
All right, we've
reminds
done
me of
it.
Like a charity
We've done it.
subathon, but like
We had a
Not at all.
compromised chord.
We've done it. We fixed it.
That was a disgrace. I
Welcome,
you know,
welcome.
Listen,
This is how we run things around here.
I
What
don't
do you
mean to
think?
be mean, but today's the PokerStars Players Championships, 25k. We've waited 3 years for this tournament. They say you've got a couple media responsibilities, right?
Yeah.
Come on here. You know, I don't think you guys realize how valuable my time is. Right? So
I just played the
10
fiddle
minutes
for
of
you.
listening- I don't know. Can we get the crackling back?
Let me tell you how valuable Spraggy's time is. He was at my table at the $300 tournament last night.
Exposed.
Out there just grinding away, you know, because he's just so tied down and no time to do anything.
Man, I played such a sick hand as well. I just this guy took such a weird line, and I bluffed it all off with king high.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah. He had a straight. I say he had a weird line. He had a very good hand, so he called.
Yeah, I was at a tough table. You're at my table. I'm like other Poker Stars pros are at my table. I'm like, what am I doing here? Then I get moved to like the nut table, and I was out in an orbit.
One of those Stars pros was probably Steve Enriquez, right?
It was
fellow?
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't
yeah.
count. It's a tough.
Oh, he doesn't count. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, he was out.
All right. Let's get this train back on the tracks.
It's
as
off.
best
It's
we can.
derailed. Good luck.
First of all, let's catch up with the two of you a little bit before we get into all things PSPC. So you guys are recently married and largely separated due to a geography or I guess passport issue.
Yes. Well, not so. I don't say issue is really the word of. There's not been an issue other than bureaucracy.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah,
I would call that an issue.
Yeah, right. But it's not like. You know,
oh no, it's not a marital issue.
No. Well, plenty of those, but just.
I did receive my. That's why I didn't know if I was going to come or not, because I was waiting for my visa, which is in my passport. So I didn't have a passport, but I received it 3 days ago. So.
Yes.
Nick of time.
So now we're all set. So everyone on Instagram who said about our part-time marriage, it will now be a full-time marriage.
So the plan is for you guys to move back to England then? I assume since you're streaming.
Yes.
Marle will be the first person ever to go from living in Las Vegas to living in the southwest of England in a town called Stroud with two pubs and 3 shops. But she claims she's very excited about it, and I obviously believe.
I mean, that's love.
I'm excited about it too. Yeah.
It's a very nice place. He's underselling it.
It is wonderful, but it's not Vegas, so you know it's a bit of a shift in pace. It's a pace that I enjoy and I'm used to, and Marle has every time she's been there for a long period of time. So yeah, we are really excited about that one.
I have to tell you, Spraggy, you haven't spent enough time in Vegas. Nobody describes Vegas as like, oh, it's Vegas. If you've been there for any amount of time.
Whenever I've been to Vegas recently, obviously spending more time there with Marle, I will say it's so different when you're like on the strip.
Completely off, yeah, for
so
sure.
When I went there with my friends, I was there for a week when I was 20-something. was like, I gotta get out of this place. Like, I might actually die. But when I'm there with Marle, and she lives, 15 minutes off strip, it's like any other place. And you go to the strip when you want to play poker and lose money at 5-10.
Yeah, everything off the strip it's just like you're in Phoenix.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So I do enjoy my time there, but I'm not sure I want to be there full time, and obviously I can't because I love streaming on PokerStars.com.
Yeah.
So I will continue to do that from the UK.
That was an excellent plug. Shout out to PokerStars.
That's why he's a pro.
Well, we need to make sure there's some PokerStars branding on this broadcast today. The fact that we have this.
But you probably could have worn yesterday's track jacket. It looked like you were a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had the BBCPoker.com badges on yesterday as well and everything. So I'm full sellout mode yesterday.
Hey, you got to get that bag, man. You got to move to pay for.
Well, you've seen me play poker. I need the sponsorship bag for sure.
I think you outlasted me in that tournament, so I'm not going to make any comments about the game itself. I guess I'll throw this to both of you. What's your plan career-wise? I know you're going to continue streaming. Are you guys going to travel more to play events? Marle, are you leaning more into the tournament side of things than cash now that you're going to be overseas?
Yeah, I pretty much am only going to play tournaments, especially in England and Europe. So we'll be at all EPTs for live stops. As far as like live in England, there's not too much, but I don't really. There's so much going on, like tournament-wise and lives, like stops around Europe, and obviously WSOP will be here and stuff. So. No, just focusing on tournaments and then my videos. So. Yeah,
I think I've been traveling the EPTs since they came back. So I did Monte Carlo, Barcelona, Prague, obviously here now, and then we've expanded. This year we've added Paris, Cyprus. So I think the plan for the rest of the year, doing the Irish Open as well in Dublin, which is always a good time, and lots of Guinness and cards and things like that. So I think it's a mix of a streaming block of 4 or 5 weeks, and then go to an EPT for a couple of weeks, and then back into streaming for major series and stuff. So I'm really liking that mix at the moment of playing more live events.
Which one would you say that we can't miss?
Can't miss?
What's EPT?
I think Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think Barcelona is the biggest. It has our biggest fields. There's a record-breaking in the 1K National. There was 6,300 runners.
Oh, perfect.
In
That's
the 1K, it's in Barcelona, it's right on the beach. You go straight out of the casino onto like bars and restaurants on the beachfront.
Oh,
obviously a beautifully historic city as well.
I've seen footage of it. It looks amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
It's by far my favorite place to play.
Yeah, I know. Matt Hunt was saying that that's where he wanted to go if he was going to go to. Been to Spain a few times, but he's never been to Barcelona, and he really wants to.
Yeah.
So that might be the spot.
Well, Marle came to Barcelona this year.
Yeah, it's my first one.
The travel wasn't too bad, right? Like you flew into Germany, I think, and then like a 1 hour, 1.5 to Spain. So
that's cool. No travel time is going to scare me away anyway.
They were talking about this moving to Barcelona, right? Wasn't that the original plan?
Yeah, there was obviously because this event has gone through many iterations. So it's supposed to run January 2020. And then it was going to be in Barcelona, I think, and then obviously came back here with the change of venue to Baja Mar because, of course, we were at Atlantis last time. But this venue is phenomenal, eh? Is it, you guys first time here?
I came whenever Rob Young did the Party Poker Millions here,
I'm completely unfamiliar with all other events.
Sure.
I don't even know that exists.
Nope, exactly.
So I think it was like 2018 or 2019.
Right.
They did a 10 million guarantee 10K.
Yeah.
It was wild. But yeah, the venue is phenomenal. It feels less I hate to use the word scammy, but I feel less got here.
Yeah. There's some pretty reasonable food options and things like that as well.
Yeah,
for sure. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you can kind of get by without spending it all. And also you're just like not fighting your way through a bunch of families and kids. This is a little bit more of an adult resort, I think.
Yeah.
Which seems beneficial. Also, you could just like walk down to the beach.
Yeah.
So nice.
So
wait, you couldn't do that in Atlantis?
You could, but it was like everything in Atlantis was a walk. It's such a massive property.
All I know is this has been so comfortable. Everything has been so cool. Like, everything you need is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you even slept here.
Yo, don't be jealous because I slept here and you didn't. All right? You have to go all the way back to the Airbnb, and I just found a a couch.
I'm just amazed that Landon's in an Airbnb. Like, this is a recipe for disaster. The way I've seen this man try and navigate life.
Like, the way you've
really
seen him try to navigate life.
I'm sure
Secret's
you
out.
guys see even, on a deeper level, but he should be in a room that is maybe a 10 feet.
Listen, he's getting better, okay?
Yeah,
He
no,
learned to
it's
put
wonderful to see
down
him
a
grow.
towel
It is.
down, when he has a bowl of pancakes and he's making them, he learned to put a towel down so it doesn't get the counter.
He's a
all dirty last
23-year-old
night.
growing in our eyes.
He is. And he's hot as hell now. Have you seen this guy?
Yeah, he is.
The guy's
That's
buff.
true.
Every time I see him, he's buff now. He's like jacked dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
He really is. I'm
Yeah,
very
perfect
impressed by
hair.
it.
Tell him how big his arms are.
This is why you kept me on the podcast. You just wanted to talk. You just wanted to speak my graces.
Look at how the way he grabbed that mic.
Did you see that? Do you see the veins running through
Yes.
his palms there?
So vascular.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful to see.
So,
I do it all for you, Spraggy. It's only for you.
Well, no, it's appreciated. It is.
Oh man. He might
how
be-
excited are you guys for this tournament right now?
We're done talking about Landon's muscles. Yeah.
I am very pumped for this tournament.
Yeah.
It's my first 25K.
Let's go.
It's a dream.
I have
Wait,
to
is
tell you-
everybody playing this but me?
Yeah.
Can we raise some funds real quick?
The simple answer is no.
I mean, I do have an academy to run in a couple days, but we can. Jim
Yeah,
can handle it,
you're
right? He can handle.
no,
He can
you're-
handle the.
Which brings me to my next point.
Which is
this?
Wow.
This is for Will Jaffe. Do you know?
excited for
do you know who I was sat next to when I got this? Was Sean Deeb, king of the slow roll,
Yeah.
master slow roll.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was so tempted to go over, grab a Poker News or Poker.org, sorry, excuse me, camera crew, and be like, tell Sean that as like a valued PokerStars customer
That would have
we
been
had
incredible.
this for him. And then retract it. But, I don't know. Maybe it could have turned sour, so I chickened out.
That would have been
great. That would have been
That would
great.
absolutely great.
Yeah.
This is why they also have Marley on staff, because there would have been no hesitation.
Right, Marley's just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
There's no filter there. That is exactly like, no, this is a great idea, and I'm going to do it.
Absolutely.
Right. I'm a worst case scenario kind of guy. Like,
How?
What was the worst case scenario that you came up with?
I don't know. I like Sean, and we get on pretty well. He's a nice enough guy, So in my head, like he was gonna like pile driver me through the table or something. It's like a big PCA scandal, but I mean that's not gonna happen.
Spraggy, you're like 6'6", man.
Yeah, but I'm 6'6" of nothing. Sean's a big guy.
Landon will take you to the gym.
But that's why Landon could be a personal bodyguard, maybe.
Yes.
If he busts a 25.
What? This is what
That's
we
the
keep him around
second
My
for.
time.
audience member, Sarah.
It's because you're dressed like a cheap bouncer from a dusty nightclub.
The chain is a lot. The chain is a lot.
Let him cook.
He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing.
I want to talk a little bit about this. I want to talk a little bit about this new series that you put out, Marley, because I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Amazing.
Especially because you managed to get a robot voice to do the heavy lifting of the comedy,
Yeah.
which is kind of genius. What was the inspiration for that? And like, do you guys collab on any of these things?
No, actually, I usually do run my ideas by him, but this time I didn't actually. But no, it was sadly all me, and it was kind of this like. So I actually made this video. I didn't end up putting it out. The Spotify Wrapped thing for whatever they do.
Yeah.
I made one for poker, and I had it as like a robo voice. And then I was studying one day, and I just was like, wow, this is just like sending me around in circles all the time. And then I just like clicked, and I put the two together, and it just happened.
The song I voted. I'm not supposed to disclose this,
Whoa,
but
whoa, you've read the email from Eric.
I understand. I
Do
don't
not
care.
disclose.
Don't care.
This is a serious award for serious people, Mr. Berkey.
It's fine. I tried to only vote for yours, and it forced me to
Thank
vote
you.
for other people. So
Who did you vote for Streamer of the Year?
I can't disclose such things.
Very serious people.
There was like so much good content this year. Like Caitlin is crushing it, Greg crushing it. Like there's just so much good stuff out there. I literally didn't know who to vote for. There's so much.
Greg's stuff
Quality.
is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
It is so good.
And
Like,
so consistent too.
Yeah.
Like he's always on it. Like yeah.
He graciously agreed to do Poker Out Loud Vlogger Edition, having like very little poker experience at that point. and he just turned the entire thing into a comedy bit. I came in for like the last 45 minutes or so, and Conrad's dealing, and Greg is in like the 5 seat. And he's in this weird spot where like DePaula bets, somebody calls, and he has like a gut shot or something like that. And he's just talking to only Conrad. so he's not really speaking his thoughts out loud. He's just talking to Conrad. He goes, I don't really know what I'm doing. These stakes are a little bit large for me. But Conrad, if you could put the 6 of hearts on the turn, I would really appreciate it.
You don't even know the best part about that. So the best part about that is he was in the hand with DePaulo and Convolk, yeah. And so I had a crossbook against Apollo with a random person. It ended up being Greg.
Amazing.
I was stuck in the crossbook until that hand. And he's sitting there like, Conrad put the 6 of hearts on the turn or something like that. And I was just like, oh my God, this is my time, baby.
So Conrad can't see the cards. Obviously, he has no idea what's going on. 6 of hearts rolls off, and Greg just like, calm as can be, no emotion in his face whatsoever. He goes, Conrad, I fucking love you so much, man.
I'm always amazed how, talking about Marley and like whether we collaborate on anything or not, I'm just amazed people like Marley, obviously, and Greg and Caitlin and whoever makes, and Slow Poker has made some really good videos as well recently. Like the one at the piano talking about the song.
Touchy subject, Conrad.
We don't talk about Slow Poker on this podcast.
Lots of great content, but these guys were always they're so creative, and I have not a creative bone in my body. The YouTube edits are all done by my editor, and then my stream is like, my stream is more just like, wow, I have kings and some guys raised, he's gone all in, I call, that's
man, come on, you're so like,
maybe there's a little bit off the cuff, a little bit of like, I don't know, witticisms and like shot like that, but if someone said to me like, write something that's like funny in poker, I would be drawing completely dead.
That's fair.
It's such a different medium the way, and Marley sends me ideas, and unfortunately for her, I'm terrible at it because she'll send me like the idea or whatever it is for a video, and I'm like, I can't piece it together in my mind how this is going to sound and look, and then she makes it and it's great, and I'm like, this is really funny, but like when it's on paper or like to script it or change it, I'm useless. I can't. I don't have the vision for it in that sense.
There's definitely a certain level of vision to that. I think like what I appreciate most about both of you in your comedy is the way that it evolves. So this is like the second or third iteration of like bits. Okay. Like second or third iteration of like sketch comedy that you've done, Marley, where you come with an idea and then it evolves into like a bunch of derivatives. Like the solver one was so original and hilarious, but I thought the EV one was like just the best of the best.
It was so
Thank you.
It was so good.
Like I've already paid you. Like it's just so good. And like from Spraggy's side, I think you're selling yourself way short. Like I joke that I only watch your short form content, but that's not true. Like when you first came onto the scene with Jason during the Run It Up days, and like streaming wasn't really an established space yet. It was very clear that it was very clear that like dry. I'm trying to compliment you, so they're just gonna talk over it. That like dry wit and the timing of it all is just so spot on. And when you're watching, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hours of streams, to find those little points to interject comedy.
Yeah. No, thank you. That's enough. I hear what you're saying, and it's very kind of you. I think, poker streaming can be quite dry. In that sense, it can be quite, because poker tournaments sometimes aren't the most exciting thing we have going on. So I think that's what streaming is, right? It's an entertainment product more than it is anything else. That's why whenever no one wants to hear strategy from me, but trying to do strategy content, I never do like study streams or anything like that on Twitch, because if you're putting out content on Twitch, I think people just want to have a good time. And for me, it's always about like, let's have a good time, let's have fun. This is going to be something that even if you have a very casual passing interest in poker, you may you find something funny, or there's conversations that you find enjoyable. I think that's you guys, and this podcast from what I've seen is like its strength is in the relationships between you guys and the conversations that you guys have. And then occasionally there's some poker sprinkled in and you'll talk about poker, but it's about people want to know what you guys as a collective think about poker, right? It's it's personality first, and it's entertainment first, and then the poker is, a byproduct of that. I always talk about it as in like, when you're trying to feed a baby, and you put the whatever on the one spoon, and then that's coming in, and then you give them the veggies on the other. But they think they're getting the whatever.
Oh, you're gonna be a great dad.
on airplane.
It's like, oh,
that debate
here's
and
some
switch.
funny stuff, and then it's like, oh, there's poker. Like, here's
Yeah.
$11 rebuy. You know? They're like, oh, I just watched 6 hours of a Hot 22. Shit, you know. So I think that's, what poker content.
It's such
should
a
be.
different skill, though. Even what you guys do, like podcasting and streaming, is just like this. I can't really do it. It's just like you have to be on so much, and you just like. I like just being able to write what I want to say and be able to choose every word deliberately, film it, edit it, and have complete control, and then put it out, and then just be done and just disappear for a while. But
do you think part of that is like the filtering mechanism of like, that if you write it and construct it such a way that like it's gone through many iterations and you feel confident with the message that's coming out rather than just like unfiltered Marley on the fly?
yeah, well, I like to tackle big topics sometimes, and when you do, I had a podcast for a year and a half, and I've gone on quite a few, and I just feel like I'm streaming. It's like you talk about these big topics, and sometimes you don't articulate them the way you want. And when you're doing comedy, you really want to make sure that it's like, put some effort into how you're wording things. And so I really like the art of just like figuring out this perfect like 1 minute video and not, but it's so it's so hard to do what you guys do. It's so hard.
Right. But like you have no fluff, right? In a 1 minute video, everything you say has got to be nailed down. Whereas I'm on for 8 hours a day. I'm going to meander and I'm going to drift. And it's, like I say, I think it's a very different skill set. And then podcasting, obviously, is a little bit more long form, but we try to have structure, I guess, on the podcast. But not today, apparently. We started with crackles and trumpets.
Have you watched this podcast?
I have. I genuinely really enjoy this podcast. As I say, I'm not like a daily watcher, but the sessions that I have watched, I think you guys are doing a great job of, like I say, something. I don't want to whatever, shit on all poker podcasters, but my God, like.
Go ahead. No.
Okay. You're all terrible. No, but like a lot of poker podcasts, and for better or worse, is just like, what have you been playing? What have you been doing? Where's your next stop? How's poker going for you? You like live or online better? And it's like, okay, but like you guys, there's fun. There's there's fun. There's controversy sometimes. There's things that you actually want to hear about. I actually was speaking to someone at PokerStars the other day about giving interviews and talking points and like. Do so many of these interviews was like, how do you prepare for a W coup? And it's like, I'm not going to sit there and say, work out and get your sleep. And it's like, is anyone going to read that and go, wow, next time Spraggy says something, I want to read what it is. It's a waste of time. So I always try to say stupid stuff. Actually, the only time I've really ever complained about that is I said a bunch of stupid shit because I was like, this is something that people will read that, and if they know me, they'll know that's Spraggy, like whatever. And if they don't, they'll be like, oh, that was actually an interesting thing to what is like a fluff question. Yeah. And it got edited down, and they just like made up a bunch of fake answers. And
that's wild.
Yeah, right. And they said stuff like that, like get your sleep and eat your workout. Yeah. And I was just like, don't. I was like, if you want to do that, that's fine. Just never ask me again.
Yeah, of course.
If you want to make it up, make it up. Like I don't care. But
every time you give that like spiel of like what do you do to prepare, I envision the Phil Hellmuth video from like 1997.
Teeth
the yoga.
Pale white.
It's amazing. Yep.
The sun's in his eyes.
It's such a meme type of answer. With regard to like all of that, because I think you touch on a few very important things there. With kind of just like the collectiveness and the playing off of one another. How important is that to the streaming community that you have a good relationship with like Easy with Aces and with Lex and the other team pros, as well as I'm sure outside of the Stars team pros as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think those probably are the interactions and the moments that people enjoy most, right? Is like me and Tonka on stream, or me and Finton, or like me and Lex, or we're playing each other, and then you have that cross-stream thing where we're both streaming the same tournament and people can see each other's reactions. And our team is in a very, very good place where we genuinely would all be doing content together if we weren't on PokerStars Team Pro, and that's sort of evolved over, the last 4 or 5 years where we have a team that everyone on that team is happy working with each other and has good chemistry together. Actually, Lex and I filmed like a trivia quiz the other day, and he said to me, how great is it that we can turn up here and it's like fun for us to do. The content's good because people see that it's fun for us, so they don't see two people who've been shoved in front of a camera and have to make something before a tournament.
People can tell that too. Like people aren't, what I mean? They can tell real chemistry and stuff.
And but he said, how great is it that we can just like rotate 4, 5, 6 different people in, and it's the same thing. Yeah. There's nobody making contact with PokerStars that if you rotated them in, we wouldn't have a great time doing it. So that team is really, really good. It's very strong, and I think it does make for some great content. Yeah.
One last streaming question, and I know you already kind of talked to me a little bit about this, but I think it's one worth mentioning publicly.
So we have this mesmerizing Phil Hellmuth footage right there. See, that's a serious guy.
Do you even do yoga, bro?
Did
you do your yoga today?
Parker made me do yoga once. Me and him did some yoga in the garden. It was and it really annoys me, but I felt great after it. I felt great after it, and then just never did it again.
Did you lick a toad?
No toad licking. No toad licking. It was, but I'm not. As you can probably tell, looking at my physical form, I'm not the most flexible man in the world.
Sure.
But he put me into some. Yeah. I don't know. I explored parts of myself that I've never explored in a physical sense. Streaming question. Sorry,
that did not make it. That qualification did not help.
I was talking about Parker, folding me up in the garden.
Right. Yeah. No. Of course. Why Twitch? Or do you have intentions of moving to YouTube?
Twitch was really the platform where poker streaming emerged on. Jason had good relationships with people at Twitch, and sort of that Twitch enabled poker streaming really and pushed it quite a lot in the early days. So I think naturally a lot of streamers just fell into Twitch, and within the last year or so some of us there have started exploring YouTube more. The Twitch partnership is quite restrictive. I'm not allowed to cast simultaneously across both websites.
Right.
Only a few months ago did they allow it that I would be able to stream on YouTube at all.
Mm-hmm.
I did a test stream there to see what sort of viewership I would get, and I got like over 2,000 concurrents on the first one or something. Obviously, a lot of people just came over straight away.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot, because that's very similar to my, good average concurrence on Twitch at the moment. So I think the power of YouTube as a platform is a way bigger website than Twitch.
Yeah.
I am in some sort of partnership contract with Twitch.
Yeah.
That will
not for very long.
I'm exploring. Well, they don't pay me nothing. They don't. It's not like I'm on the general partner contract. I don't have any.
We have it too, but
right, exactly. But if they're going to keep saying to me, you're not allowed to stream on Twitch and YouTube, I will just break it.
Yeah.
And instead of making them however much money they make off my stream a year, they will make nothing. I think Twitch are dropping the ball quite hard with trying to force streamers into exclusivity in an era where there's like YouTube is coming on really, really strong, and if they want to, and it looks like they do, I feel like they will just smash live streaming the way they smash on-demand content. So I think you'll see more and more streamers at least dabble with YouTube. I'm uploading a lot more this year to sort of grow that channel, hopefully with a plan to stream there in some capacity in the future. But I don't understand why Twitch, it's like you want to try and keep the whole pie, you're going to lose the whole pie. It's better to let us stream on Twitch and YouTube, and at least then I'm still going to be making you some money, right?
Yeah.
Like it's untenable to try and force streamers to like ignore YouTube.
I understand the reason for it initially, because YouTube didn't really have much of a streaming platform, so you don't want to just like help them grow. But it's too late now. The cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
But I built a community on Twitch really, and the number of followers and people have subscriber streaks and the emotes and the things like that feels like this is where the stream started and where it is. But at the same time, we can have just as great a time on YouTube. It doesn't matter what banners at the top of the thing. It's kind of irrelevant, right? If the platform is there and you can spread it to more people and have more people enjoying what we're doing and being a part of it, then I'm not going to ignore it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. When cash, man? When you switching
to cash games?
Yeah,
I'm playing a lot of live cash games.
Okay.
He loves cash games.
Of course.
Molly can't get me out of the 5-10 win game or whatever.
It's like a whole new world to him. He's like, oh my God.
No, I do love it. But I think it's really... Streaming cash games is just a lot tougher. I've always said it. I actually started streaming cash games way back in the day, and then moved to tournaments. But when you're watching a poker show, I think you want some sort of story arc. Like you bought in for $100, and then you started grinding. Then you have the bubble, and then you're in the money, and then like after the money, leading up to the final table, then you have a final table, and then you can go from $100 to $10,000.
There's no climax with the
right. It's just like
cash game.
Cash games is like, okay, I'm in for $200 on this table, and I've got 6 of them, and then sometimes I win another $200.
Right.
And it goes up and, but it's like if you have a really good cash session online, maybe you win like 10, 12, 15 buys, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's never this like, okay, here's where you tuned in 6 hours ago, and we are just starting our tournaments. Now we have 3 of them that are in the money. Now we have 1 of them that's going towards the final table. Okay, now we're down to the final 9, and there were 1,000 runners, and now there's 8 of us left, right? So I think that story, when you're trying to, effectively, what you're doing is telling a story, right? Or like you're entertaining people in that sense. It's way easier to do it with the story of a tournament than it is just like we're up a bit, we're down a bit.
Cash games can be a bit monotonous.
A bit more of a grind in that sense from a presentation perspective.
What about it from the sense of the live? Is there any like opportunities?
Are you trying to get me into some sort of private games? Keith Smith says, okay, let's cycle back to Spraggy's money game. There's a 50, 100,
and you have to
game.
buy in really deep.
Yes.
Yeah. 500 big blinds.
I would love to do some live cash game content, like a streamer's game.
Yes, that was what I was getting at. I'm like, all these streams are popping up. There's a lot more opportunities now for people who have built a brand. Do you see yourself like transitioning maybe part-time into those streams?
Yeah, I mean, if the opportunity is right and it's like an environment that I'm happy to be playing in, and if it's good fun and I like the lineups.
I think he's trying to get you on Poker Out Loud, really.
I'd love to do Poker Out Loud. Here's the thing, though, right? I'm going to speak for the people. Where's the barrel of the lens here, right? Right there. Let me get it. And I'm sure you've had this before, and I'm one of these guys. You guys can hear each other, right?
Yeah. No. Oh, no.
Not at all?
No, not at all.
All right.
So imagine you just had music playing in your ears, full blast right now.
Right.
And when it was your turn, you could just ask Marley. She did it.
I know, but then she did it, and I'm like, you tell me, like you let. she was like a mole in the chair. I was like, you go in there and like see what's. And she was like, no, of course you can't hear him. And I'm like, they've got, it's like this runs deeper than I thought.
No, yeah.
I feel like you have to like kind of actively try. I feel like if you really want to like cheat, you could like try.
Yeah, for sure.
You could try to like lip read or.
Great. Then I'm in. Yeah.
Well, you can also just turn your music off. Like we don't monitor it. We only get people that we trust.
Production does.
That's true.
Production will know if you're
like
trying to listen in.
I would love to do that. I honestly think it's a great show. I was speaking to you earlier when we were at the PCA main event table, Matt, about the hand with Nick Howard and you and
put him to bed
and the time to ship it all in and go to bed is genuinely I meme it all the time on my stream. I'm like, I'm shipping it in, it's time for me to go to bed. that hand, it's like top 10 Poker Out Loud hands compilation on the Soulful YouTube. It's fantastic. You gotta check it out.
I remember when we filmed it was like 2017. It was a novel idea at the time, and poker strategy hadn't really evolved yet. Like I was definitely still very much of the live mindset. I was only beginning to delve into theory, and Nick was like just a massive data guy, so he deviated a ton. And I remember when we filmed this hand, it ends up being like this massive pot, like I don't know, 400 or 800 big blinds or something like that. I remember afterwards talking to production and just being like, God, I was so locked in. Like I just had top pair to flush draw.
It's such a funny hand, but also, and you say poker strategy is evolving. That hand is 300-400 big blinds deep, multi-way pot, live poker against a bunch of friends who know each other, and everyone knows they're trying to like outplay because you're making that show. It was
a lot of shit throwing for sure.
There's no outputs or inputs that are going to be anywhere near relevant.
It's really unfortunate
you're kind of
because
falling back on that, right?
A lot, but like now there's a rhyme to the reason, and we're a lot more strategic about it. But it's kind of unfortunate because you lose a lot of the entertainment value. To some degree, we're almost embarrassed to put out the first season, because it's almost zero theory, and it really is just like a giant leveling war and so much meta, and the community is so critical of that. But when you watch, it's so fucking entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. And I do think, obviously, like from a strategy perspective, obviously it's like completely, it's a little bit fucked these days.
It's nonsense.
But it's also like a good insight into like, this is how live poker thoughts operated, in that era and where you are now. So like, I don't think you should be ashamed to put it out. I mean, maybe put like a "do not try this at home" warning on it. People are like, how do I go and play 1-2? And then it's like Nick Howard has 10-7 offsuit, and it's like peeling behind. It's like, maybe not this, but
it also like doesn't help because poker was just so very different back then, and like the skill sets you acquire as a live player are just so different, and not necessarily as mathematical. They're so much psychological. But like in season 2, there's a hand where I open with King's Christian flats with Kelly Minkin, I think, to his left, and she's just been like super squeeze heavy. So like we're just all kind of like trapping Kelly in this spot. So she squeezes and it comes to me, and I was just like, okay, Kelly's like way too wide here. I think she has like all the offsuit aces and things of that nature. She ends up having ace deuce off, and I decide that I think Christian's flatting me heavy, so I just call with kings, and he back jams jacks. And it comes back to me, and I'm just like, got him. The whole thing looks orchestrated.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like
people do
like
not believe. They're like, you guys scripted
Yeah.
this. There's no way this is real. We're like, no, this really happened. Because like you will call out exactly what's happening in the hand, and people are just like, that's not real. There's no way.
So basically, what we're saying is we need you to come.
Yeah.
To verify.
Matter of fact, if you're in Vegas right after this, we're filming. So
I think there's a good chance I do come to Vegas for a week or two. Do you know what I feel like now, though? I feel like one of those flat Earth documentaries, where they're like, we'll get the guy to come in. You can see everything, whatever, and then I'm gonna, but I'll come on, yeah, for sure.
No,
he hates playing with me though, so I can't play in the same.
Damn it!
This actually sounds great.
Yeah, no.
He hates playing with me.
That makes it even better.
We can play together and something like that. Sure, of course. I would love that.
It's small stakes, just. Honestly, like some of the best content is whenever players know each other really well, and the strategy just gets thrown out the window. It's just like, I'm so fucking sick and tired of this person 3-betting me every time. Like, we're in there. I don't care. This is the TV range. This is the fuck it range. Yeah. We're just gonna go after.
Yeah, Marle. Every time we play against each other, Marle plays that range against me. She's just whenever we play together, people might think, oh, a married couple. She just is relentless.
Well,
the very first one of the very first times we played together, right? And obviously we just started dating at the time. We're playing 2-5 at the win, playing $1,500 deep, and I open kings. Marle 3-bets. I 4-bet. She 5-bet rips. Yeah, and I have kings. I call
A7 of spades. Clubs, I think.
But she doesn't show her hand, right? So the flop comes king 5 deuce rainbow, and I'm thinking, well, here's this like girl. I like her. We've got into this big part. I table my hand as if like, sorry. Top set like whatever. So I table my hand. It runs spade for the back door, and she just triumphantly flips like ace-8 of spades with a nut flush. It's like I was trying to like soften the blow, and she's like, yes.
Unbelievable. That couldn't be more spot on. I don't think.
That's, me being a huge nit, and then Marle just being like.
No, her just flexing.
Yeah.
Like 5-bet flexing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny because when we play lower stakes, it doesn't happen. Obviously, like when we play 5-10 or whatever. But when we play 1-3, it's like we get a lot of like they're working together. Like I feel like this is this stigma of like couples playing. They're like, oh, they're like it's like, dude, no, we're not colluding at 1-3. Like, trust me. Like,
I'm just trying to smash it in his face with A7.
I know. Yes.
Yeah, we played at like the uncapped 1-2 golden nugget game. We went there after a few drinks, went there because cash plays is a bit of fun, and there's like a raise and a 3-bet, and some guy, that's my phone, excuse me, this is unprofessional, and some guy's just like, I want to see that hand you 3-bet. It's just like, like that to me is why I don't love playing like a small stakes game with Marle, because I know that people do feel uncomfortable about it, and like, but I don't know, I don't want to deal with any guy at the table who's just like, oh, you guys, of course you threw every hand you play. Some people can't help but be like, oh, of course, and it's like, come on, so,
Yeah.
But whatever.
I think that you and I are very similar. Maybe I don't want to speak for you, but I'll speak from my experience. I hate playing against friends.
Yeah, I do.
I personally don't enjoy playing poker for fun either. So like playing small stakes with friends is like miserable to me.
He really but he would never play that $300 tournament you played last night because you were just enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
He would never do that.
Yeah,
no shot. Yeah. But I specifically hate playing with friends because I remember back to when I first started, like that feeling I would get. Not just losing money, but also getting like one-upped by a friend. It like created this like low sense of self-worth in me, where I was just like, oh, this feels awful, and I don't ever want to do it to anybody else. Like I'm way too competitive. I go off the handles. Like if it's on, it's on, and now all of a sudden the friendship's out the door, and I'm gonna ruin some lives. I imagine, not to speak for you either, Marle, but I imagine you're the exact opposite.
Well, it's funny because I have friends that soft play me. Hish, shout out Hish, is one of the like Hish like he's like, I'm not gonna bluff you. Like, if I bet, I have. I'm like, Hish, no, like battle me. Like I want you to bet. Yeah. And then I have other friends who, like my friend Katie Lindsay, shout out Katie Lindsay, will bat. Like she will bubble her own husband. She does not care. She is in there, and I prefer the battlers because I'm like, at least because like I just feel like, okay, now I don't have to like overthink it. It's just poker, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I do feel uncomfortable only when friends are soft playing me. I'm like, don't soft play me.
Yeah, I'm very bad at those leveling walls of that's why I don't like it, because I never know whether it's someone who's deliberately they're gonna go after me more because we know each other, or they're gonna go, like, so it's like I just like a table where I don't have that extra consideration. I can play my game free, because it does create like a weird meta of like Marle says, is this someone who's like gonna go after me less because they like know how I play, like as a friend of mine, or is there someone who's gonna one of those people who goes after you more, and I have to overadjust, and then I always end up just over-adjusting or under-adjusting or whatever it is. So
yeah,
just
I navigate it
clean
poorly.
thoughts.
I've played like a handful of high stakes with people that I'm very close with, and I always just like navigate it so poorly, especially like if I'm familiar with what it means to them, right? Like certain pots are just gonna mean a lot more to them than they made to me in the moment, and it's just always like such a shitty feeling where it's just like I'm looking at a hand where it's like literally if I fold this and my cards accidentally flip up, they're gonna kick me out of this game forever because they're gonna think I'm cheating.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's always a difficult dynamic, I think, to navigate, but it kind of comes with the territory.
But I mean, in a lesser way, like that's just always present, even with regs or people being a public person too. Sometimes I'm like, what is this person's impression of me? Do they just like watch me on Poker Out Loud one time and that's how they think I play? Or have they grinded with me in Vegas for years? Or there's always, that's what's great about live poker in general. It's just, there's always these backstories you have to kind of like in the moment try to cobble together of like, what's this person's impression of me? And, try to like go from there.
This is why I make no friends in the industry. And just try to get everybody to hate me.
That's why you make no friends?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Listen, let me tell my own story, man. I'm gonna navigate this the way I feel. But if everybody hates me, then I just have a competitor at the table no matter who I'm sitting with, and I don't have to sweat this kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's the big question I get a lot is about having the team pro badge on starts.
Yeah.
Like, do I think that people play more aggressively against me because of that, or like, do they stay out of my way because they think that I'm like, oh, that's a pro? I think it very much depends on, whatever the tournament buy-in is, or this sort of person it is, like whether they're one of these people who would love to battle the team pro, or like I'm going to stay out this guy's way because he has this badge or whatever. But I think you don't know, right? I don't know either way through the screen. So I always say I just make my decision as if like it's completely neutral.
Yeah, I think that makes
trying to weight
sense.
it either way is just like you're playing a guessing game, which try to avoid as many guessing games as you can, I think.
That reminds me of a funny story. There was a point in time, like 2018, 2019-ish, where we were like pushing a lot harder on marketing. We were all playing live a lot more, and when we got to the World Series, Christian refused to wear a Solve for Y patch because he said it made him look too much like a pro. I was like, have you seen like you're walking around with a backpack and sweatpants on, like.
That's what's great about Landon. It's like you never have to worry about what your impression is. Like everyone just thinks you're this young gun god, you know what I mean? I feel like, and that's how you look, and that's what you are, and like
with such
you have
big
to worry
arms
about it.
and like so vascular.
A young gun with big guns.
Do you know Landon and I had a conversation. Landon came to EPT London, and he had recently complained about not getting invited to any private games. He was like, I can never get into these private. I was like, buddy,
no shit.
You spent 3 years boring us to fucking death with tweets about solvers. This guy's on Twitter for 2 years talking about solvers and Pio and this shit, and he's like, they don't want me in these. I don't understand. I can't get an invite.
Where's this coming from? I don't understand this.
Because that makes.
No, give him a right to reply here. Come on, bring him in.
I'm gonna let you cook. It's all right.
All right. But yeah, if you want access to private games, you got to stream for 6 years and show everyone.
Or just spot them 9 blinds.
That's
a great idea.
I don't know why I should try that one again. Yeah. Never thought of that one before.
Does Gas Trader watch this stream, or what's going on? Get him in.
I'm sure he tunes in from time to time just see if he can give himself a little soft action.
This is why he wanted to keep me on this podcast, so I didn't have a microphone, and he just could sit here and
Don't see that now. He's slamming on. He doesn't know his own strength, this lad.
No, he's gonna go right through the table.
He probably just like tunes in. He's like, how's Landon feeling today? How's his confidence? Think I can get him yet?
Yeah, wouldn't it be great if he just came in at that moment and it's Landon slamming a thing, screaming about Bill Perkins, nightlights.
Like, that's all it is.
Oh man.
200 episodes of that.
Do you ever do any, like, obviously you're not like playing any billionaires heads up for rolls or anything along those lines, but do you find challenges like this out of streaming? Does that ever happen?
No, not serious ones. No, not. I mean, there's people in the chat who say like, tell me I'm shit, and then they'll play me heads up, and then there was a guy who got me real good once. He was like just on and on in the chat, you're terrible, blah, blah, blah. So I like very occasionally I'll engage with it. I'll be like, okay, I'm in the home game club, come play 50 cents $1 with me, right? And he's like, sure. And then I go and sit in there and like no one ever comes or they don't show up, blah, blah, blah. And then this guy turns up in the home game club, slams down his $100. And I'm like, this would be great, it's like Spraggy versus the chat. And we played one hand of heads up, and he made a straight and won like $14. And then in the chat, he was just like, "Thank you, bye." snap hit and run me for $40, and I was so unreasonably tilted by it. I was like, "You get back here right now!" Like kudos to him, because my ego, reading the chat, I was like, "Yeah, I'll play heads up," and then he dinged me for $14 and left. He definitely had the last
streamer tax.
I've never played like a proper one, like a proper, heads up roll. So.
Yeah. Jeff Platt said the guy who wears headphones to the tag team event is worried about looking like a pro.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Who this is Landon too?
No. This is this past World Series. So Christian was partnered with one of our students, Linda. Big shout out to Linda. And they had made day 2 or day 3. They were deep in the event, like 30, 40 left, whatever. And he gets moved to a table where it's like, it's pro heavy. It's like Maria Ho, Amo, and a handful of others. So when they were like organizing it, because they were all partnered with like recreationals, so they would like have the recs sit together, and then whenever they all tapped out, they would all tap out together, and all the pros would sit together. And Chin would like sit down and like throw the headphones on and go into lockdown mode.
He's out there grinding.
And he's like, "What do you want me to do, man? It's all pros. I'm not here to have a good time. I'm here to make money."
He tried to put headphones on a live stream once in Reno.
No way.
And they told him he couldn't. He tried to wear AirPods in the Reno 20-50 game, and the Reno Run It Up game. And they were like, "Dude, you can't wear headphones on a live stream. Are you?"
Real quick.
Oh wait, we played that together. Good.
Yeah, not the day you played, but
Yeah.
I love how he keeps switching his mic. Funny story about the tag team. I swapped with Patrick in that one too.
Of course you did. That's a really funny story.
My God.
The swap god.
That was a great story. You have time to tell it again?
Yeah. Well, no, it's a very quick story.
He has so many of them, though.
He's just the swap god.
It was yesterday.
If you want to win a tournament, just swap
Landon.
Yeah.
I swap with Landon all the
25K?
time. I don't win anything.
You want to swap?
You
want
don't
1%?
count, Berk. You're too
1% in a
close.
row?
Too
Okay.
close to him.
Booked.
Wow. Congrats on your PSPC win.
Thank you very much.
We're all very happy for you.
Sure.
Thank you.
It's nice to see an ambassador do good.
Yes, it is.
Man, I'm really hoping we get some good. I was gonna say some good stories out of this, like Platinum Pass winners, and like notable people, and it's whatever creative FT. But thinking about it and stripping it all back, I really just hope I win the whole fucking thing. You know?
The story can just be you winning.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great for poker?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if you were just at a final table with just a bunch of Platinum Pass winners?
rigged.
Yeah.
It would never end. It's rigged.
8 of the, like they're just here for a good time. Platinum Pass winners.
Yeah,
and
and
me.
you.
I think that would be nice. And Conrad, I think you could be there. As
Yeah,
well.
we'll
That'd be
have a
nice.
good time.
I
He
think that'd be
fits that
good for us.
profile really well,
I
by the
really
way.
do fit that. I'm a podcaster.
Right.
I fit that profile very
Sir,
well.
I am but a humble streamer.
Exactly. Me, you, and a couple others,
Yeah.
we got this.
We met a Platinum Pass winner on the way in. We walk in and he goes, "Tortoise! I want a picture, Tortoise!"
He did want a picture.
He
He
told-
said-
shout out to Frosty.
He also
Frosty
said
Nugs.
He also
His name
said
is Glenn.
if he wins the event, he's coming to the academy. So we're gonna hold him to that.
Yeah. I don't actually want to win this
on his
thing.
rail, like, come on, you in the money yet?
I think if he makes the
on.
money, he should probably just come to the academy.
Yeah, you don't have to win it, Glenn. Just make the money.
Yeah, that was music to the manager's ears. He's like, let me get your email address.
Listen, seriously. Listen, I'm a company man, okay?
Oh, man. Can you speak a little bit more to the Platinum Pass aspect of it? Us in America, I don't think we get too much exposure to it. So I heard that there was 300 or 400 that were given away, but what were like the qualifying?
I mean, I think we're just over 400 or 400 or so. Incredible amount of different ways of people can qualify. It's been everything from just like really random giveaways to members of streaming communities or YouTube communities or live event meetups, the road to the PSPC, where there'll be Platinum Pass added into $100 tournaments, $200 tournaments. We did a North American tour like leading into this.
Oh,
with
yeah, it was like
Ransom Casinos.
$30. Moneymaker was doing it back then.
Yeah, back then we had the Moneymaker tour giving away some Platinum Passes. In terms of my community, we did one where it was like some challenges people had to complete, and then like a home game, people who watch the stream all played, and then there was a Platinum Pass there. The guy who moderates my Twitch channel, his biggest live poker tournament he's ever played is like a £50 buy-in at his local casino. He's played once. He won a Platinum Pass. It's
That's
like
amazing.
A moderator giveaway. Obviously, we gave one to Dankness for his great Twitter videos. So it's really everything and everyone from all different poker backgrounds. Obviously, there are some grinders who have them from different things or like, value added. There's been some in mystery bounty tournaments at EPTs. So there's 400 people, some of whom are probably pretty good.
Yeah.
And then some of whom think that they're here for a holiday, and there's a poker
Yeah, the
tournament.
important
We'll
thing, I
jump
guess,
in.
to highlight is like it's not 400 people that are just like daily grinders on Poker
It's
Stars.
certainly not 400 daily grinders. There's a vast majority of those Platinum Pass holders who are, what you would describe as novices, and very much here for an experience. And the great thing for them is they've really nothing to lose.
Right.
Because worst comes to worst, they played this great arena alongside, the biggest poker event in a very long time, and they get swimming with pigs, and you get a hotel, and you get a +1 as well. So there's couples coming down, there's friends coming down together, and living it all. So I really, obviously it's easy for me to sit here with a badge on my thing and PokerStars, but like there's really nothing like the PSPC in terms of how many people it gives that poker dream to.
Yeah.
Right. It's like there's a load of people here who would never be here if it wasn't for the Platinum Passes. It's very exciting. And like I say, I hope that those stories emerge and we see, a lot of deep runs from people who are just lockboxing their trip of a lifetime. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we all want, I think.
We all want that.
Other than,
And Conrad.
I was gonna say on top of all of us making a deep run.
Yeah.
Those are good stories for people to get like seconds and like fourths, But first, that goes to Spraggy.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say you then, Landon. I can't imagine the vitriol that will...
Landon doesn't want to work.
If Landon Tice wins this event, first, I don't know. I don't
All
know.
hell would
I personally don't know what I'm going to do, so...
Well, you have 1%.
That's true. I'm going to celebrate, briefly.
What are you gonna do with the money? I mean, what's 1% of 5 million?
Do you think you're going to win, Landon?
I think I can win. I can definitely win.
Okay.
I've thought about this when it comes to tournaments. Like, there are people that can and cannot win a tournament. I can definitely win a
Do you
tournament.
think I can win?
I think you can win.
Okay. Do you think Conrad can win?
I think Conrad can win.
Okay. Wow. Do you think Marle can win?
Yeah.
That was the nicest thing Landon's ever said to me.
Yeah, you're so mean to me all the time. It's not the nicest thing I've ever said to you. I love you, Marle.
Whoa. All right, muscles, relax.
You're the strong one, not me. Matt says I have small arms all the time. He
Someone's
emasculates
got to
me.
keep you in check. Jesus Christ,
He
man.
hurts me. Yep. They all do. They're all so mean to me. They're so mean. Look at them. Look at them all.
I might have to leave.
We're just an evil bunch. What can we say?
Yeah, it's fine. We're coming to the end of the show.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I wrapped you prematurely.
No,
I
no,
can
you
leave,
didn't.
and you guys can wrap up if you'd like.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. We appreciate that you took the time out of your busy days to be here. Very much good luck. If I don't win it, I hope one of you do.
Thank you.
I'm just so excited to be here, honestly. It's just such a great, sounds corny, but such a great opportunity, and just...
That was such a well put together like sports.
Yeah, I'm just excited. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm just happy to be here, and God willing, we're gonna get through the day.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Talk to me on the first break. I'll be tilted off my brain.
This idiot
I saw
calls his queen
Conrad.
jack off.
Yeah, I saw Conrad in the hallway on like day 3 of the 10K, and he's like, "How you doing?" I went, and I just looked at him, don't talk to me. I can't fucking talk. Like, get away from me right now. Like, that's gonna be me in about an hour.
I hope for the sake of your mental health that you have a group chat to send all these hand histories to, and for everybody in that group chat, I'm sorry.
God help us today.
God willing, you'll get through the day as well. That's going to do it for us from the PCA pre-PSPC Poker Stars Player Championship. We'll be back tomorrow again at 10 a.m., hopefully with a little bit less background noise since there won't be a satellite going on, and a lot less crackling mics. We'll be joined once again by Henry Cobain and Sarah Herring, who were sort of represented here today.
Sorry, we stole Sarah's spot.
It's not your fault. It's ours. We're going to get the hardware together. All right, she's coming back. She's coming back for the outro. Oh my gosh. Are pregnant women allowed to run?
And she's got her poker.org
She's
hat on.
rocking the swag. Shout out to poker.org. Thank you guys so much for helping put us on.
Absolutely.
That's going to do it for us from here. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. See you then.
Later.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.